Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from Tsarism, and this was published on December 14th and is written by Rob Schleifert. I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably butchering, but who knows. And this should raise some flags with people here in the US that the Democrats with their posturing with Russia is probably not a good thing. Russia to set up military base in Caribbean. When you have the Democrats pushing this Russia shit, you have the deep state pushing this Russia shit because they don't like the fact that Trump is in office. What do they fucking think is going to happen? They're going to alienate Russia. They're going to make Russia escalate their shit. They're going to make Russia look at ways to increase their ability to, posture with the United States. And here's their perfect fucking example. Moscow to set up military base in Caribbean. To be more precise, in Venezuela. Okay, so thanks to the Democrats going, oh, socialism is so great, and they were holding Venezuela up. Yeah, Venezuela is such a fucking shithole that it's willing to allow Russia to, basically have a military base within its borders. Thanks, Democrats. Good fucking job. Because you keep pissing off fucking Putin and the rest of Russia, running your fucking mouths about stupid shit. Because of, what was it? $100,000 worth of ads on Facebook, $4,000 worth of ads on fucking Google, and the ones that were on Facebook were shown after the election? Fuck you, you assholes. You caused this shit. Unbelievable. Russia has decided to develop a long-term military presence in the Caribbean in conjunction with the socialist nation of Venezuela on one of its islands in the Caribbean Sea. The move seems to be in response to the Trump administration's decision to pull out of the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty. No, that's not what it's in response to. It's in the general. It's in response to the general increase in anti-Russia shit going on in the United States because of some Trump deranged fucking deep state shitbags and the Democrats. Putin wouldn't have done this, okay, on the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty alone, which is complete horseshit anyways because Russia's violating it. And yeah, if they're violating it, it's not going to be a fucking issue. But you see, got to make it about Trump and that, whole situation with the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty. The recent flights of Russian Tu-160 long-range nuclear bombers are part of this effort. This was going on, them pushing shit with the bombers and stuff like that before the whole Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty. Before that. Oh, God. According to military envoys, Russian authorities have made a decision, and Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro did not object to deploy strategic aircraft to one of Venezuela's islands in the Caribbean Sea, which has a naval base and military airfield. Yeah. So they're using Venezuela's, infrastructure. They're landing these bombers there. And you get Democrats saber rattling with Russia because they lost a fucking election fair and square. And they want to blame Russia for it. Real fucking smart Democrats. Really fucking smart. 10 years ago, Russian experts and armed forces commanders had already visited the island of La Orchilla, located 200 kilometers northeast of Caracas. Venezuelan law prohibit the setup of military bases in the country, but a temporary deployment of warplanes is possible, reported Russian state news agency TASS. Yeah, as long as they rotate the planes, it's perfectly fine. That's the thing that they're doing, too. So they're going to have planes at our back door, strategically speaking. And it's because of all the fucking posturing the Democrats have done. The INF treaty might have been a factor, like the last straw, or an excuse for them to do this, but it was a lot of the fucking shit that's been going on with the Democrats that's causing this. Because if you're Russia and you have the Democrats taking over the House, and they've got this hell-bent idea to find your involvement in something, and you probably didn't have involvement in it, are you going to sit there and just allow them to do it? Or are you going to fucking, shore up your defenses just in case they like saddle raber to the saber rattle to the point where they actually call for war? I mean, this is them in part looking to protect themselves from that type of shit going on. It's also posturing, but it's still them looking out for their self-interests. Because if another foreign nation was doing what we're doing in regards to the United States, okay, they were talking about the U.S. that way. The U.S. would increase their presence closer to that nation like that militarily. We've done it. It is the right idea to include Venezuela in long-range aviation missions. Military expert Colonel Shamil Gariev told the Russian newspaper Novaya Gazeta. I butchered that. Adding that it was also economically reasonable. Well, yeah, because they're deferring some of their costs because they're flying with other jets, so it's not like they have to completely, do a run and have military, all Russian jets with them. And to them, besides it being, to them also being economically reasonable besides, is the fact that they want goodwill with Venezuela. Because right now, they're getting more and more isolated. And, when you corner someone, they're going to look for what friends they can get. And they're also going to try to lash out at you for doing it. Just saying. Our strategic bombers will not only have to return to not have to return to Russia every time, but also won't perform aerial refueling while on patrol missions in the Americas. So basically, this is going to help them with their range and everything else. This is making them more capable in coming after the United States. That should raise some red fucking flags here. This should cause the Democrats to go, you know what? Maybe us pushing this Russia shit as hard as we are probably wasn't a good thing. Because they didn't think that, Putin would actually say, fuck you and actually stand up to this shit and saber rattle himself. Yeah, right, he wouldn't. Our Tu-160 aircraft arrive to their base in Venezuela, conduct flights, execute their missions, and are then replaced on a rotating basis. This is how it should be done. Well, yeah, because it gets them around that military base thing, and they have fresh fighters there at all times. Fresh bombers, even probably fresh fighters. So, yeah, this is probably going to be a good thing for them. On the note of saber rattling in response, not good for the United States, but it's going to be good for them to start saying, shut the fuck up. You're running your mouth. You're causing some shit. You're talking out your asses. You keep saber rattling and escalating stuff against us. We have to escalate in kind. The arrival of Russia's Tu-160 strategic bombers to Central America is kind of a signal to Trump to make him realize that abandoning nuclear disarmament treaties will have a boomerang effect, added another Russian military expert. I'm telling you that's not the only reason behind this. It might be, say, a final straw or a reason for them to finally do something like this. But when you have the Democrats, who now are about to take control of the House, mind you, by a slim margin. This also has a factor with all the shit that they've been pulling. That's also a factor. It truly is. Whether they're going to want to admit it or not, it is. Because the president isn't the end. Because Congress can declare war. Congress can, escalate shit on the note of sanctions or whatever else. They can pass laws. They can do all this different shit to fuck with Russia. So, and they're the ones saying Russia, 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 Russia. So it's got to be a contributing factor as well. As the geopolitical reset after the disastrous years of the Obama administration continues, Disastrous is an understatement. The West can expect more chest thumping from the Kremlin. The only reason why they're getting they're thumping their chest is because of the Democrats' shit. That's what started it all, going back with Obama. This development could only increase the Trump administration's focus on regime change in Caracas as the people continue to suffer immensely under Venezuelan President Maduro and his socialist policies, which have destroyed the oil-rich nation's economy. It all depends, because you know what? The Venezuelan people might not like the fact of strategic nuclear bombers being in their country. They might just decide that's enough and actually do a regime change. See, like I said, Trump with the IMF treaty could have been a factor. But when you're constantly saber-rattling and you're constantly blaming Russia for everything, like with the election and everything else, if you're Russia, if that's going on, and you're Russia, and of course you're going to posture back against it. You're not just going to sit there and let them run their mouths like that. It's just not going to happen, which is exactly what's going on here. I mean, this should cause alarm, because during the days of the Soviet Union, you would not see a Soviet military base anywhere near the United States. Now we've got a Russian Federation one. I mean, hell, they tried to bring nukes into Cuba, the Soviets. Cuban Missile Crisis happened as a result. You know, you think we'd be blockading Venezuela going, no, fuck you and the Russians too? No, we're not doing that, which is probably a good thing, because that would just probably escalate to war. I mean, literally, Hillary was calling for fucking war with Russia if she became president. All right. The Democrats want to go to war with Russia for whatever reason. They know that they're taking over the House. They know that the Democrats have this fucking Russia shit going on, okay? Because they can't admit that they fucking lost fair and square. This is them looking to defend their interests. And they shouldn't have to do that. Okay, us Americans shouldn't be put at risk because the Democrats get their fucking, thumbs up their asses and have been, on dealing with other shit. But when it comes to Russia, want to fucking start World War III. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.